What number comes between 2 and 4, Beetlejuice?
25.
I'm your brother, Julius.
Huh? Come again?
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother.
Oh, obviously. The moment I sat down, I thought I was looking into a mirror.
We are not identical twins.
Oh, no?
No.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure.
So hello and welcome back to World of Tanks. It's Mustang S550 back here with another video, and today we have the Concept 5, that is the tier 10 British wheeled medium tank, the end of the line. And if you don't want to watch the whole video and you just want to get sort of what I think of the tank, I really like it. I think it's a really great tank. So basically, as we were discussing in the previous video with the tier 9, we were essentially sort of saying that it was basically a little bit of a watered down version of the German medium line, which is very true, and that's how I feel about the Concept 5. But then again, something like a Leopard, you don't see people complaining about that. And again, it's still a watered down version of the Concept 5 is still a watered down version of the Leopard 1, which is the Concept 5, is still a really nice sort of fun tank to play. And I feel like where it's a bit underpowered and an underdog, like I did a video a long time ago in the WZ1321, people kind of underestimate you and they just kind of trumble in and make all these mistakes. You can really capitalize off that a lot. So we're here on Abbey, and I really like this map because it does kind of give you this sort of maze of buildings here, and we're going to basically have a look if we can catch anybody while they're going up the ramp here, up to the little hill. So yeah, while we're doing that, some things I like to talk about this tank is the gun. Now obviously the main things, we've discussed this with all of the different tanks that we have played along the line, and that's because really fundamentally these tanks are all about being a mobile, brilliant gun. And this thing is that, to be honest. It has 430 average damage per shot and 2,352 DPM. Again, I heard a lot of people saying the DPM was kind of bad, but I don't really see that at all. Lovely shot there on the Lion. Those Lions sort of, is that a platoon? The Lions, it is indeed. They will be quite annoying in this battle, but we are going to give them a little bit of the run around and show them what the Concept 5 is made of. But yeah, when you compare it to the Leopard, 420 damage, so 10 more on the Concept 5. However, the Leopard does have quite significantly better DPM at 2,710. You're basically getting an extra sort of high roll shot off per minute, which again, I mean, I say significant. It isn't, you know, the most out of this world sort of better DPM. It's just one more shot. So again, this thing is not terrible. We're putting the damage out there. As you can see with the Lion, just came round there. It put, you know, the Lion basically got more damage into us than we got to him with one shot there. I believe that was just a bit of a low roll from us, and I think he actually high rolled. Not that much, but I did think he high rolled there. The main thing though, obviously the traverse speed, that's a big negative that we were talking about, and you're probably looking at this video thinking, oh, it's not that much better, and that's because I did something very, very stupid. When I was selling the tier 9, I accidentally dismissed the crew. And the crew I had about, you know, 4 skills on them, which include, you know, the traversing. So I mean, on this replay here, we're getting 49 degrees of traverse speed, because we do have the I can't remember what it's called, but it's like one of those I think it's you know, it helps with the whole traverse. And however though, once you do upgrade it and you do get the relevant field mods, I believe that's actually the first field mod where you can improve the traverse speed. You can get it up to 55.44, along with a decent crew as well that has sort of all the off-roading capabilities there. But anyway, back to the game. So we put a shot in the Lion and we put a shot in his teammate. And right now, obviously, we're half health. We're just having a look for opportunities. We are quite close to the enemy base. The Grill gets spotted, put a nice shot into him, but we also get spotted as well. Yeah, not that great, unfortunately, but we're just sort of pumping damage out at the moment, just having a look what's going on. The Lion looks like he wants to try and contest the hill. He's not looking at us. So we go around, get a shot there, and oh my god, What a snapshot. I mean, the line gun is pretty good, to be fair. It's a bit like the, you know, Italian German tank, Italian version of the Leopard. So, you know, it has got some pretty decent sort of accuracy in that respect. So we're basically just waiting here. Is he going to peek over? Is he going to try and sort of make a mistake so we can actually pen him on the turret if we get lucky? But it looks like he's playing it rather safe. But the 1-2-1 decides to push up, and I'm not going to let him push up alone or just be a free kill. We're both going to go in together, because if he gets a shot off and dies, I can then kill the lion. But yeah, honestly, the off-road resistance of this tank is a little bit underwhelming. I have noticed on sort of grassy maps, this really does tend to struggle, and it tends to kind of have difficulty getting up to its top speed. Once it's up there, though, it maintains the speed very, very well, especially with the traverse speed being improved. You know, it does help it when you are sort of having to go around corners, move out of the way of obstacles. You know, all of those sort of things. It does really, really help it, and this tank is quite nice. I still think that the traverse speed should be a bit better, but you know, it's not terrible and it's workable, and I would consider this a nice maneuverable kind of tank there. So the STB1 is at the back of the map now, sort of at our sort of spawn, and if he does sort of kill that 1-2-1, which has gone back to try and deal with him, then he will come for us next, and he will be up our arse, which is not too great. So he puts a shot into the 1-2-1, knowing he has a reload. We come around and we shut him down, which is really, really nice. So the lion appears to be sort of making an advance because he knows I'm on reload, but we are going to sort of try and flank him, and I believe he's wanting to get up to the hill at this point. So we're going to have a look. Can we get him before he gets up to the hill? He's on his way there. Boom. Oh my god, and I thought he was going to hit that shot again. I was like, oh god, thank god he didn't manage to, you know, snapshot us. But again, you know, the DPM on this thing, it's not terrible at all. When you think it's just kind of under a Leopard in terms of just missing that extra shot, it's not too bad at all. Of course, the shot can make all the difference, and we take out the lion there, which is absolutely brilliant. They are actually a very criminally underrated tank, that lion, so it's brilliant to sort of take them out of the game. And you know, I believe they do about, was it 1,500 or something like that, with a whole entire clip, which is not something that you want to let live on the enemy team. So we've taken out the lion. This sort of middle section is really controlled by us, and we are kind of the only ally tank here, so it's important to make use of it. So the first thing I like to do is sort of go and have a look. Is there an enemy chilling in their spot here? There is indeed. It is a Progetto. It's quite common for the enemies to sort of chill out there, especially late game as well, when, you know, they're basically looking for opportunistic shots, and they do think that the bushes will help them. But there, you're sort of the cupola on this tank is quite large, so you're kind of above the bushes. So it is sort of a good spot to basically have a look at there. And we're going to have a look. Is the Progetto going to make another mistake? He is quite dangerously low on hit points. I believe it's about 2 shots until we can take him out. And is he going to make that mistake? And we see him there. Now, obviously, I'm not going to peek him. He's pre-aimed here, and he's behind the bushes as well, so he is going to go. Those bushes there are obviously the good ones that you can use against this position. So he's obviously pre-aimed there. He probably still thinks that I'm there, and I'm not going to start turning away and letting him know that I'm falling back until I am not spotted, because he will then waste time just looking in that direction. And now I'm basically going to relocate. I want to try and deal with that E100, because I do believe that Progetto is going to fall back. And I don't believe he's going to stay there, because that would just be a waste of a tank, really. And at this point, we're kind of on the upper hand anyway, so even if I do die, of course it will be a shame to have a gun out the game, but even if I do die, then, you know, it's not really the end of the world. And yeah, we are sort of just going back here into the spawn, and then just sort of relocating. There's a little hill that we're going to go on, basically above the E100, and all the times that I've been there, the enemies never really expect you to be there, and it is a pretty good hill as well. It sort of lets you control that sort of middle area there. I don't know why the E100 is pushing down there, to be honest, and oh, that was quite a close one. I actually didn't see that little sort of lump there. I think I was looking at my phone or something at this point. But yeah, apologies guys that I haven't been able to sort of get this video out for a while. Again, it's been a lot to grind. As for why I haven't done a fully upgraded video on the tier 9, Tier 9 is still a really nice tank. It's very similar to this, just with a little bit less alpha damage and a little bit less DPM, but also the annoying turning speed. So that's basically just, in short, what the Tier 9 is. Going up here, can we get a shot? E100 pushes forward because he doesn't know we're here, and we do get a shot on him indeed. Falling back here, obviously where we are spotted, the enemy TDs are on that sort of little ridge back there where you can see they're spotted on there. Yeah, but give a thank you to our ally there for helping us take out the E100. And yeah, the main thing with this tank is basically just not to be too aggressive. It's not to run forward. As you can see, most of the time, if we're not sort of being sneaky and we're not taking a shot, changing position, taking a shot, changing position, taking a shot, changing position, we're always sort of behind our enemies. And at this point of the game, it doesn't really matter, to be totally honest with you. I probably should have stayed behind this 277 because we are going to meet our demise quite shortly, unfortunately. I do get a little bit too excited. I'm like, oh my god, it's a brilliant game. It is for me, probably not for you guys, but it is for me. You know, over 3,000 damage is brilliant. But yeah, this game sort of really just shows how you can use the maneuverability of the Concept 5. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we just get snapshotted by the STRV, which has tremendous accuracy. I think it is the most accurate tank in the game, but that is an absolutely brilliant tank. So yeah, we get a bit too cocky there and we end up dying. But as you can see, yeah, sort of using the maneuverability of the Concept 5 to switch up positions and to mitigate the fact that we have barely any armor at all really worked out for us in this game. It was all about moving and changing positions. The Lions never really knew where we were, so taking the hill was quite difficult for them because we were always sort of changing it about. And as a result, we got a really nice bit of damage here. The fact that the alpha damage is quite good as well allows you to trade quite nicely. I have had games, for example, with 140s, where of course they reload quicker, but if you stick with your teammates, they're not going to push around and get 2 shots into you because your whole team are going to kill them. So it's kind of a really great tank, sort of just be behind the enemy lines. But let's see what we got here. Once that all loads up. Yes, that was 11,600 XP, 47,500 credits, which is absolutely lovely, and we come second from the top in terms of experience, which is absolutely brilliant. I love it when I have close games like this, even if we lose, to be honest. It's still really, really fun. I've been getting a lot more of them lately, and it's been absolutely brilliant. Yeah, anyway, let's have a further look into the Concept 5. So, as we can see, a really nice game in the Concept 5, really sort of showcasing that with the maneuverability and the sort of the traverse speed upgrades, it is a much more maneuverable tank than the previous ones in the line, and it actually kind of makes use of what Wargaming was saying. They were obviously saying that it was going to be a more maneuverable version of the Leopard with slightly less DPM, less gun accuracy, but obviously the higher average damage per shot, which I think it honestly does that. I think it does do that indeed. And with the tier 10, it does it very, very well. I have had a lot of fun with this tank. I do really enjoy it. Is it one of my favourite? Definitely not. But it is a good tank indeed. The gun just feels really, really nice. You can out-trade most medium tanks as well. Obviously things like the 430U, I believe they have similar sort of average damage to you in terms of sort of your shots. I believe they do also have about 430. However, things like a 140, things like a Centurion X&X, you know, things like your, I don't know, your back Chatillons, they are going to have, you know, less than 430 damage per shot, which is obviously really nice in the Concept 5, which can afford to make those trades. 1,800 hit points isn't that much, to be very honest, so you're going to have to make sort of use of that quite carefully. But in terms of kind of having that maneuverability to get behind the enemy or get in a weird place so the enemy thinks you're somewhere else, and then you change your position and then put that amount of damage in, is quite nice. And I do like this tank. I do feel like it has its sort of little niche on the battlefield, but it is quite a hard tank to play, which is what I have experienced. I have the Bounty exhaust on it, and even with that, I'm still only getting, I'm only getting about 22.4% camo stationary and 19.8 when moving, which is not good at all. So you are going to be pretty much spotted at all times if there's an enemy about. But again, where you're going to be slightly behind your allies, it is going to sort of work out a bit better in that respect there. But yeah, I really do like this tank. Do I feel like this line is worth to grind? Probably not, to be honest. Just go down the Leopard one, it's so much better. But it's not a useless line, and it is a tank that you can make work. The tanks that I have struggled on are the tier 8, which was the Saladin, the tier 9, and that's really it, to be honest. The tier 8 and tier 9 are the main stinkers of the line. However, you know, it's not an awful line, especially the tier 7, sorry, is absolutely amazing. The FSV, I absolutely love that tank. But yeah, the Concept 5 is quite a good sort of all-rounder, apart from armour. It's the first one in the line, weirdly enough, that actually has mobility, because it can actually turn. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the whole line video. I really do appreciate it. If you could leave a like and subscribe, that would be absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that was the Concept 5. Good tank. I did enjoy it. Thank you very much, guys. See ya. Bye.